Gideon. Out ya, out ya, out ya. Oh, ready or not. Still I walk with the Savior every time. Them know say we out ya. Devil been a thief, but a God we salute, and you know say we out ya. Yes. Light up and shine. Make sure your light shining. Who not ready for your change? Who hear me now? Me put a fire to burn. Burn every negative vibes. So time to discharge the minds of the children. Cause their hearts are filled with hate. How we make sure. Ready for Yola's corner, y'all. Come follow me now. I'm ready again. Ready to blaze dirty Babylon ways. No one no semi-automatic AKs. No try to act through the wealth of the grave. Yeah. I just wanna change the life. Positive on You Choose Radio. Get ready to recruit again. Evil works me not promote them. See one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. Say one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light up, make you shine your light up. Say one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town. Shine your light. Say one by one. Oh, geez, the other fly girl is on. Shine your light up, make you shine your light up. Well, I am positive and I tell them to beware. No look on me humility and things that me fear. Goliaths are wrong, but I got my stone and my sling. Ready to fight against my... Let's say head to the flyer. Dr. Pastor Wendy Mitchell, how are you?
Original fly girl, what's up?
She said, hey, we're out here.
Hey, pretty lady.
We're doing well. All right, it's time for Yola's Corner, y'all. Y'all ready for Yola's Corner? Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. Say one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light, I beg you, shine your light up. Say one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town.
Yo, this is Ryzen from Trinidad and Tobago out of the Caribbean. And right now, I am locked on to Yoli's Corner. Yoli, big up yourself right now.
Big up yourself.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love it. And I love you, Ryzen.
Hey.
Aww.
Yoli's Corner, y'all.
Talking to you.
Hey, Ryzen, she did not know that. She did not know.
Right. I'm so happy.
I kept that away from
Thank
her
you,
for like
Kimmy.
3 whole weeks.
Back is against the wall.
That was hard, though.
Aww.
It was hard. It was hard.
I love it.
Ryzen!
I'm skinning from ear to ear. I'm skinning from ear to ear.
She's getting from ear to ear.
I will blessing. After all the job invested in my life, I gotta be a blessing. You know I gotta be a blessing. It's when push come to shove and pressure starts squeezing.
This is Ryzen, y'all.
Easier to give people love when everything easy. Come on now, let's be real. Easier to share when my cupboard is full. Easier to care when everything good. Easier to say the right word and conduct myself like I should. Who are you when you are tested?
Pastor Wendy said, calm it down. She said, stop it.
No.
All right, let's go.
Yes, let's go. Yoli's Corner, but wait, let me take off my shades. Right?
You talk to us, yeah.
My spectacles. Okay, I'm ready now. Let's go. So, Yoli's Corner for today is there's always room for improvement. So, as you guys know on Yoli's Corner, I separate these little themes that I come up with. Some of my themes are just things that, might come to me during the week, and other times they are actually from the Holy Spirit. So this week it is there's always room for improvement for the body, the mind, and the spirit. So let's start up with the first one, the body. You know, this one is pretty simple. I think it's one that on Yoli's Corner I usually talk about because it's pretty important. We want to be able to keep our bodies healthy, well fed, well nourished, because we only get one.
Right.
And as you get older, you don't want it to start to, break down on you. So my 4 points for the body, as far as there's always room for improvement, is eat right. You know,
Okay.
try to eat right. Try to make sure that what you're putting into your mouth is good for your body. I like to do what's called, or what I call, moderation eating. So
Okay.
I don't believe in, only this eating clean or eating right kind of philosophy. Because
No?
I find, no, because I find that sometimes people take it to the extreme, and that's not good. I actually think that if you eat in moderation, that means, your dose of vegetables, your dose of fruits, here and there, a little candy, a little ice cream, but it's well balanced, that it's actually okay for your body. You're not depriving your body of the nice little, treats, but you're also feeding your body with all the grains that you need, the fruits that you need, the vegetables, the healthy fats. And also make sure you drink lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of water. I find that lots of people don't remember that you need to drink water. And I know there's lots of different ideas of how much water you're supposed to drink. I personally like the one that you drink half your weight in ounces. So whatever you weigh, you divide it by two, and you say that's ounces, and that's how much you drink a day.
Okay.
Next is, of course, exercise. But with exercise and improving in your exercise, you should start with doing what you like to do. If you like to dance, then go ahead and join a Zumba class or whatever dance class you like to do. But get out there and move, move, move that body. Get the joints moving, and know that there's always room for improvement. There's always different types of exercises that you can try. Or if you want to concentrate on one, you can always learn how to have to create the correct form when you're exercising. Because the worst thing you could do is try to do, crunches or pull-ups and not have the right form.
True.
You aren't really doing anything for your body, and you risk injury by doing that. So improving your body through exercise means, for me, making sure that you have the right form, making sure that you're wearing the right shoes if you decide you want to run around, make sure that you are just doing it right.
Mm.
So, point number three is get enough rest or enough sleep. Now, some people think that, getting enough sleep is just sleeping, but you can also just rest,
Yeah.
rest your body. Listen to your body, which is actually point number four. Listen to your body. Make sure that you get enough sleep and enough rest. If you work out really hard, like some of us do, don't do the 5 day workouts. Some people might think that working out for an hour every day and doing it 5 days a week is good, but actually it's not. You should give your body time to rest and recuperate and rejuvenate itself and heal itself, so that when you go to your next workout session, you're ready to go, your body is healed, and you're not suffering any injuries. And lastly, for that one is what like I said before, listen to your body. If you feel an ache or a pain somewhere, listen to it. It might be something serious, or it might be your body just telling you need to stop, take a beat, take a breath,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just relax.
Chill out. Yeah.
Yeah, chill out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's always room for improvement. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay.
It's the mind.
The mind.
There's always room for improvement in your mind. And what I mean by that is doing things to make yourself mentally sharp, increase your mental sharpness. As we get older, our memories start to fade.
Oh
You know,
gosh.
we don't remember all the numbers in our phone book anymore.
True.
You might be trying to spell something like go and you don't remember. I know that's too simple.
GUH.
But that exactly. So, Sometimes that happens. You sit there at your computer saying, "Oh my gosh, how do you spell it again?"
Yeah, I know. I know.
Thank
That's
goodness
been
for
happening
spell
to me
check.
lately.
Yeah, it
I'm like,
happens.
what is going on
It
here?
happens. It happens. So, try to do things to keep your brain active. So, try something new. Try to learn something new. Maybe try a new language, or try a new hobby, something that, requires some type of mental um, exercising,
Okay.
mental stretching, so that your brain can get active and sharpen it. Next is challenge your mind by keeping it alert. So maybe do some Sudoku, crossword
Yeah,
puzzles.
Sudoku's are
You
fun.
know, play Wheel of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
It's a guessing game. Do something that makes your brain have to think, makes
Jeopardy.
your mind have to think. Jeopardy. Jeopardy is an excellent one. You might get everything wrong, but guess what?
You tried.
You tried, right? So, number three is limit negative outside interference with your inner peace. So it is so important for us in our mind to have inner peace. Now, I know I have said before about that, your own mental, let's call it craziness, where you have this ticker tape that keeps going on and feeding your brain with things that aren't true. Well, I'm not talking about that this time. I'm talking about the outside negativity, the outside people, the outside influences that can wreck your inner peace. Learn how to maybe practice a little bit of control. And when somebody might rub you the wrong way, maybe learn how to just, brush it off and not get so angry. Try to protect your inner peace. And if protecting your inner peace to you is not watching the news for a week, well, guess what? I can guarantee you that the news that was on today will still be on next week. So you really haven't missed anything. Not really. So try to limit the negative outside influences that can destroy or hurt your inner peace. So number four is teach a new skill. Now I know someone on the Positive Forces show that is teaching something.
Yeah,
And it's something that she likes.
I do.
It's called dance.
Dance, y'all.
Yes.
Dance. I'm
So-
teaching dancing.
Yes. So if you have some type of skill or something that you might be good at, like crocheting, get you a couple of friends and say, hey, let's get together. I'm going to teach you how to crochet.
Yeah.
Or macrame or make jewelry or whatever. But try to teach someone a new skill or teach a group a new skill. By doing that, you are actually increasing your mental sharpness because now you're learning something and you're teaching somebody else that you are also learning at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, it's fun.
Yes, so teach. Now, on to the spirit. My favorite one of all is the spirit, guys.
Okay.
So there's always room for improvement for the spirit. Now, there are lots of ways to do this, but I picked four. So let's go with the first one. Strengthen your relationship with God.
Mhm.
And so, what I mean by that is learn more about Him, learn more about Jesus, and also talk to Him. Have your own conversation. Start to realize that no matter what's going on, He is going to work it out.
That's right.
And just trust that
Mhm.
and work on trusting that. And by trusting that, you are actually strengthening your relationship with God,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Air horn on that one.
I love air horns. So, my next point is prayer. Not just prayer, but try to pray daily. Now, I know, in this world, sometimes you might forget, sometimes you might get too busy. And I'm not saying that you should beat yourself up about that. What I'm saying is to improve for room for improvement as far as the spirit is concerned, it's good to try to adopt praying daily. Try every day to pray. Just try.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's just, thank you, Lord. Or the best prayer that pretty much takes care of everything, all of our needs, our Father.
Yeah, it's a
Just
good
say that.
example. Great example.
Yep.
Awesome example of prayer.
Just say that and say, thank you for waking me up this morning and keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
But strengthening your relationship with God and improving your spirit, you can do that by praying. Try to pray daily. Now, another thing you can do, number three, is do things that strengthen your Christian like walk.
Yeah.
Right? So do things like helping others. And for yourself, try being more humble. Try to remember to be grateful. Try to be more compassionate towards others. And I mean compassionate for everyone. Because if you've read Jesus' life, you know that he was compassionate to everyone.
Yes.
There really wasn't anyone that he didn't help if they asked. And
That's right.
especially if they believed him and had faith, well, then he really helped you. So, try to be more compassionate, try to be grateful, share your blessings with others. If you're good at something and you can help someone, go ahead and do it. And also, bless others, which might sound the same, but it's not. Blessing others is like you might be in the grocery store and you might want to pay for someone's groceries. Or something simple like you have a cart full of groceries and the person behind you has one item. Why not let that person go in front of you?
Why not let that person wait? No, I'm just playing.
I know you are. That's a blessing. That's you blessing somebody. Or if you want to give someone money, or if you just want to donate to charity, or if you just want to take someone out to eat, you are blessed that you can afford to take someone else out. So you know what? Do it.
Yeah.
Bless someone else with your kindness. And the fourth one is join a Bible study group with, or join a group with like-minded Christians.
Yeah.
If you're a believer, if you're a Christian, join a group with like-minded people. And I like the joining a Bible study group. I am a member of Bible Study Fellowship, which I love, and I've met a lot of wonderful fellow Christians, women in a group, and I love meeting with them and talking every week. But lots of churches, I think most Christian churches have a Bible study group. So join your Bible study group. And as far as joining a group with like-minded Christians, you can always maybe get a group of women or a co-ed group of Christians and do things together, whether it's talk about the word or talk about life or running or whatever. But surround yourself or join a group with people that are Christian and like-minded so that you can lift each other up, help each other, talk to each other, and identify with each other. So, in conclusion, I do want to say that all of these things, the body, mind, and the spirit, are good ways to improve yourself, and that there's always room for improvement. Never think that where you are is enough. There's always room for improvement. I'm not talking about trying to be perfect, because we can't be perfect. I'm just trying to instill the thought of striving for excellence, or at least doing your best at whatever it is that you do. And also, I want to say that there are some cases where these improvements might take a bad turn, where you're over obsessing. If you know someone that's over obsessing in any of these three, be compassionate. Try to meet them where they are and try to talk to them and help them in any way that you can. Try to help them. And if you yourself find yourself over obsessing in any of these improvements, try to identify that you are and seek help. Even if it's just talking to someone else, maybe that person can help you find the help that you need. And that today is Yoli's Corner, guys. Thank you for listening. You have any comments? Please chat them up.
Yes, yes. That was excellent. That was good.
Thank you.
That was a good synopsis of what a Christian life should be like. Yeah.
Thank you.
Reading the word, fasting, joining a prayer group, joining the Bible study. That's good. It was all those things. They can only help you to become a better person. All right.
Most definitely.
Only. I love it. 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 All right, y'all. That's it for
Yoli's Corner. Thank you, Raizan. I'll probably be saying that for a while. Sorry.
Raizan, I'm telling you, man, she couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it, Raizan.
I'm so shocked. And he's from Trinidad. I grew up in Trinidad, people. I went to Holy Faith Convent, Pinal. Shout out to my fellow HFC girls. Mad respect. Trinidad, let's go. Theme song, boom.
Why my theme song messing up on me? Oh my god.
Today never right now want to live. Stay calm. Hey, have faith.
I'm still waiting on my carnival band
Stay calm.
playing this kind of tune, big tune.
Stay calm. Have faith. The situation that I'm facing is like a giant, and I wonder if I'll make it. Oh, Jesus, help me with my faith. I really must admit, Goliath, have a shaking. Jesus says, son, remember who I am. Consider what I'm
Eisen from Trinidad and Tobago out of the Caribbean. And right now, I am locked on to Yoli's corner. Yoli, big up yourself right now.
My Jesus, my Jesus, hey, who got this? My Jesus, get your confidence, get your confidence, get your confidence. Hey, Jesus, how this under control, under control, under control. On this one is my soul, with my soul. Jesus, how this under control, under control, under control. All is well with my soul, all is well with my soul. I'm back and I'm ready, no man. Make confidence come back strong. His hand is not too short to say. That's why I can step my tongue. Greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. I know my God will defend me. The giants will fall. Jesus said, daughter, daughter, daughter. Remember that I love you. Just look over and watch you from. The giants have to run. Don't you forget who got this. My Jesus, my Jesus, my Jesus. Hey, who got this? My Jesus. Get your confidence, get your confidence, get your confidence. Hey, Jesus, how this under control, under control, under control. All is well with my soul, with my soul, with my soul. Jesus, how this under control, under control, under control. All is well with my soul. Today, never right now, want to live. Stay calm, stay calm. Have faith, have faith. Stay calm, have faith. Who got this? Stay calm. Put your sling up to the sky and swing it and swing it and swing it.
You choose radio.
Put your faith in the Most High God, 'cause every single giant in your life will have to fall down. Put your sling up.
Oh my god, it's so hard to cut this song.
That's my jam.
Let it go. Look Goliath in the eye. Now let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Who got this? My Jesus, my Jesus.
Oh god. We gotta go into the weather, y'all. Who got this? Hey, make sure you know that Jesus got you all the time.
Yes.
All the time.
He's got your back, people.
Listen, don't forget that. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Keep it locked with us here on You Choose Radio on the Positive Forces Show. We gotta jump into the weather, guys. We gotta jump into the weather.
It is so hot. I'm sweating out of my shirt. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Guys, here in Atlanta, we have unacceptable weather. It's 90 degrees here. Oh Lord. Pastor said, let it go.
Feels like 102.
Yes. Today is 91 degrees, going to a low of 64. Sunday is going to be sunny again with a high of 89 and a low of 63.
That's actually good.
Yeah. Monday, going to be a high of 92 and a low of 68. Tuesday, 97 with a low of 71. On Wednesday, it's going to be 101 degrees, guys. 101 degrees with a low of 76. Thursday will be 99 degrees again with a low of 75. Friday, 95 with a low of 74. And next Saturday again should be 95 degrees with a low of 75. Guys, it's hot, 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 hot. Make sure you stay hydrated because I'm telling you, you don't want to pass out or end up in the hospital. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, girl.
But I have to admit, I don't drink enough water. I drink juice though.
Water.
I drink juice. But I have to admit, I need to drink more water.
Yeah, I have started drinking, and I told my best friend about this too, but I have started keeping a cup of water
Hmm.
next to my bed. So the first thing I do when I wake up is drink it.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Can't do
then
that. Can't do that.
I follow up with another 12-ounce water, but I put a frozen lemon cube in it,
Mm.
and I drink that.
Okay.
And I just try to keep drinking water. And I am horrible at it, but it's good for you. So you
Drink
gotta do
water
it.
and mind my business.
Yes.
Partner, we see you. Claudette Brumfield. Big up
My
yourself.
partner. Shout out to Miss Claudette Brumfield, my
Yes, yes,
partner.
yes, yes.
And
Mommy, I know my mom's watching.
Hey, mommy.
Veronica, we love you.
Shout out to you. We love
I
you.
love you, Veronica.
And shout out to Peru Rajkumar.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Shout out to you, guy. Thanks for tuning in to the Positive Forces Show.
Mama V, Mommy V, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Mommy and Daddy. Mommy is Mommy and Daddy. Tomorrow's Father's Day, guys. Just make sure you know that, you remember that tomorrow's Father's Day. Honor the men, the male that are in your life. We want to make sure that you don't forget. When we started out with Dance with Your Father. So we played that a little bit with Luther Vandross. So we want to make sure that you don't forget. Don't forget how important it is for you to honor the kings that are supposed to be in your life. Now, not everybody act like they're supposed to. Not all the men act like they're supposed to as fathers. Some don't take responsibility for it, for their child. But if you do, if you have a male, a father, a husband that takes the time to do what they're supposed to do for their child or their children, please honor them. Please don't forget. Buy them a gift. Take the time to have the child create something for them. If it's something that you know that they really like, go out to the store and let it be from that child. Um, Honor them. They don't. I think the men don't get enough honor sometimes.
Yeah.
I think so. It's all about Mother's Day. Like every time the ads are all about mothers. Don't forget Mother's Day. There's some ads here and there for fathers, but the bulk of the advertisement and the hype is over, for mothers. So, dads, we just want to make sure that we honor you today. Okay.
Yeah. Happy Father's Day.
Happy
Guys.
Father's Day. Happy Father's Day weekend. Take out the grill, get some ribs, get some chicken.
No, no, no.
No.
It's Father's Day. They just need to relax. Watch whatever game's on and do whatever, which is nothing.
What it's best to have dad get on the grill. Isn't it nice to have dad's grill food?
I think there's some dads that probably grill all the time, every weekend, summertime.
So they're like,
need a break.
So pamper the dads then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so get them a spa treatment.
Yeah, they might like that.
Yeah. Get them to do their nails.
Or if you're a lady that likes to grill, you go out there and grill.
Oh.
I have a grill. I have a pit boss. I like grilling.
I don't think the man is actually going to sit down and watch the woman grill for her while he's sitting down and watching.
Why not?
Men not going to do that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, they should. I think they deserve a day off. So why not? Take it.
All right, fathers, we just want to honor you today again and just make sure you continue to do what you're doing. And if you are a dad that's not a deadbeat, big up yourself. All right.
You know what's another good Father's Day song? My Father's Eyes.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I like that one. I think that was the song that my dad really liked. Who's that by? Does anybody know? Because I sure don't remember. I want to say Eric Clapton. I don't think that's right.
Okay, I'm not sure at all. But some people were saying, their father was never in their life. There's an article that said, my father was never in my life, and now he is dying and suddenly wants to be in my life after 30 plus years. Would you accept them in your life later, years later, yes or no? What a twist.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying. Would you?
Yes.
You would accept them?
Yeah,
Back
I
after
would.
30 plus years?
I would, but
give us some feedback,
let me
y'all.
explain why I would.
We need some feedback. Give us some feedback.
Yeah, give us some feedback. Guys.
Give us a call, 404-916-5138. We want to hear your voice, 404-916-5138. 5138. Give us a call.
Yeah, I would because I have this thing about parents when they leave this earth.
Hmm.
You don't want to have any type of regret of never speaking to your parents. You know, your parents leaving and you're not on good terms, even if you tried to be on good terms, like if you tried to be on good terms and they turned you down, okay, fine, but you tried. But it's so painful when you are in good terms with your parents and they pass. So imagine if there was things you wanted to say, or if he or she reached out, or he reached out to you because he was apologetic and he just wanted to apologize. And it might be, it might be for selfish reasons. Maybe he just feels guilty.
Yeah, yeah.
But you never want that on your head where you just wouldn't talk to your parents, when they tried to reach out to you. Now, there are some pretty bad parents out there
Yeah.
that have done some really horrible things. And
Yeah.
I understand that side of it too.
Hmm.
But if it isn't something that's, extremely, extremely, extremely horrible,
Hmm.
try to at least let that parent say that they're sorry.
True.
Let him apologize and let him back in your life. It's the worst feeling, of course, in my opinion, when your parents are gone and there's things that you want to say that you did not get to say to them.
Mm.
So that's my perspective on that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a very good perspective. Give them that opportunity to say, I'm sorry. What if they're not? And what if they just say it out of obligation? But I think after 30 years, though, you become repentant.
Yeah, and I find that when people are on their deathbed, that's when they really want to try to make amends.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if
Is
it's the
that
fear
fair?
of dying.
But is that fair?
Yeah.
Like to you, though?
I
Is
don't know
that
if it's
fair?
fear of dying or if it's just this horrible guilt that you don't want to die with or what that is. But, some people are like that. Some people have not, you know, made amends with people they want to, and they only realize it when they're not going to be able to because they're about to die, that they feel the need to do it now. It kind of sucks that you didn't think that or feel that when you were alive.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah.
hey,
That's what I'm
here we
asking.
are now.
Sucks. Is that fair? Like FAIR? Is that cool? Is that cool though? After 30 years, now you're sick. Now that's when you want me to take care of you. Oh man, that's a lot of God in you that you're gonna have to face.
That's a lot, and
yeah,
that's what we're supposed to be.
yeah, we're supposed to. Pastor Wendy said, "I never knew my father, but I am grateful for my heavenly Father." She also said, yes, she would forgive him and allow him back and take care of him if once he becomes old. So that's good. That's commendable to both of you. I think I would too. I definitely know I would. I would. It's kind of hard not to,
Yeah,
you know.
it is because lots of some. I'm sorry, I'm at the lost for words here. That's odd. But anyway, there are things that happen in your life when your parents abandon you, or when you feel abandoned by your parents. That them trying to apologize you can really heal some holes in your life that are the reasons why you make some of the decisions that you make because that person was absent, and maybe that person reaching out to you to ask for forgiveness or maybe to just explain themselves might be that might fill that void that you
closure,
need filling.
right?
Yeah, to fill it or to at least close it so that you can move on or make better decisions and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, ah, and Flat Girl saying that she never met her father. I'm sure she would love to meet him someday, anywhere he is. That does leave something in you that causes you to make decisions because of your experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like anything else.
Yeah. I mean, for women, sometimes we wonder why some women make the decisions that they do when it comes to men.
Hmm.
And it could be because they had an absent father.
Yeah.
And so the father didn't take them to say a father daughter dance
Hmm.
and taught them that, if you believe in chivalry, that men should open the door for you.
Right.
something simple like that, or that you shouldn't be a doormat, or just
Yeah.
the fact of having a male figure in your life that loves you
Yeah.
and always has your back is huge.
Yeah.
When you take that away, it really leaves a hole in a young lady's life where she starts to make, not that great decisions where it comes to men.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Become promiscuous and everything else.
Yeah, or
Trying.
just feel that it's normal for a guy to walk out on her. Okay, whatever, on to the next.
Mm,
You know. So
therapy and God. I think therapy is a good way to identify what are the things that you're lacking in your life, and what is it that's causing some of these reactions or these behaviors in one's life. And of course, going to Jesus Christ and praying and asking God to reveal these things and fill those voids and help you, through life to make the best decisions. I think that's the only thing we can. That's the best thing we can do, right? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. If you don't know your father, you can. If you met somebody or maybe a family member, they can, you can say, hey, how was dad? What was my father like? And get those insights from them, and try to create a bond somehow through that, and hold on to it. And you have ancestry.com, and you got all these different mediums where you can find your loved one. So it's all is not lost. You can find someone. It just takes a little bit of digging and a little bit of time, and sometimes some money. So if you have a father out there and you want to reach out to them, I think it's a good idea. Go ahead and try, do your best, and you never know. It might open up some great doors that you never knew was could be open, and some feelings that you just never knew you had, and heal. It could cause a lot of healing as well. So yeah, definitely do that. Definitely do that. I want to say that
oh, I was right. It's a song by Eric Clapton.
Eric
So,
Clapton.
guys, look up that song. It's a really good song too, for fathers. My father's eyes.
All right, cool. Quick commercial. If you have any construction needs and you want to make sure that you get your house right and you're in the Atlanta area, you need painting jobs or whatever you need. You want to build a column, build whatever, call Junior Williams, 678-927-6945. That is J&R Construction. J&R Construction, 678-927-6945. Very neat, very professional, and they love exactly everything that they do. Immaculate job. When I get things done by them, I'm always satisfied. So if you do have any kind of construction needs, please contact J and R Construction at 678-927-6945.
I'm gonna give him a call.
You should.
Yes,
It's
I need my
awesome.
deck pressure washed and painted,
Oh
and
yeah,
maybe
good.
replace a couple of
Rotten boards.
wood. Yeah,
Rotten
on it.
boards. Yeah,
Yeah.
they can do all that. Awesome, 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 awesome. All right. So I have some things that they're working on, some paint jobs that they're working on as well, and awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. 13 people talked about the best lessons that they've learned through therapy. Have you ever done therapy or considered therapy? If you haven't, it's not such a bad idea. A lot of people are subscribing to therapy now. People are open to the thought of having therapy, the thought of sitting with someone. Before it was a taboo. It was a thing where nobody really wanted to do, and people were ashamed of it. And at one point, it was only the wealthy that could afford therapy, And but now it's more affordable, and people are opening up about it. Even in the dating world, individuals are asking each other, like, "Have you done therapy before?" And just to deal with the situations that they're dealing with in their life. So I think therapy is good.
Yes, absolutely. I believe in therapy.
You do?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay. So one of the things that they said, the lessons that they've learned. One of the lessons, it says, oftentimes people's judgment of you are a reflection of their own struggles or their own insecurities. So that is one thing that one person stated that they've learned through therapy, and that kind of helped them to be able to propel forward.
Yep, it's a good one.
Okay. They said that their therapist helped them understand that the request for change had a lot more to do with their own insecurities and desires to change than it what did about them. They felt a huge sense of relief and peace after they learned this. They didn't blame themselves anymore because it really was not all their fault. And it said she was ending a marriage, and she realized that that was what was needed, and she finally they got the divorce, and that person didn't want to seek therapy with them, so they couldn't come to agreement, so they killed it. They killed the marriage. So I think it's something that a couple, if we're talking about marriage, has to agree upon, to say, yes, let's go together in therapy, or to therapy, so that we can have someone help us to resolve what we need to resolve and identify what the real issue is. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, that you have to go to another adult to help you through that, right?
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but really, this other adult is somebody that is unbiased and can help you, get through all of the fluff into what the root problem is. I'm starting to think that it's a good idea for couples to have therapy, even if they don't really have an issue, or have therapy before any issues happen, or have therapy before they even get married, just so that you have someone that's unbiased, can see the both of you, and point out things that you may not see because you're so in love. So,
Blinded by love.
yes, 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 yes. Like I was telling you today, I think that there's this chemical. Actually, my
Some
best
kind of
friend told me this.
dopamine.
I think that's what it is. I'm not sure, but my best friend told me about this, and she is a counselor, and it had to do with this chemical that's released in women's brains, where we don't make the right decisions because it has this feeling of euphoria, and so you miss things that you should see, right? So
Euphoria. Okay. Yeah.
yes, it is important to seek therapy. I think before you're married, when you're in the marriage and there's no problems going on, and if there is a problem or you see something about to happen, go to therapy.
So therapy versus marriage counseling. Was that like the same? Would you prefer? Would you think someone would prefer to say, "Well, we're going to marriage counseling because we're getting married," or "Hey, we're going to therapy. We don't have any issues, but just in case something comes up, or just in case there's something inside of me that I'm not sure about," and it can bring up a lot of things that you weren't aware of. It actually could.
Yes,
So
it
it's
can.
yeah, yeah. Marriage counseling can do that as well.
I think that marriage counseling is basically therapy.
It is, yeah.
It is therapy. It's done by a therapist, whether it be a Christian counselor or one who is not. It is counseling.
Sometimes they're done by clergy or in a pastor or something. But eh, mm, does somebody have to have a degree in therapy to be a therapist, or a degree in experience in life?
I think you should have a degree. I mean, the people that do go through the schooling to become counselors and therapists, they've gone through a lot of rigorous study. Put Christian counseling on there, and that's even more rigorous studying, from what I know.
Yeah.
And so I think you should have one. I think that just better equips yourself. And another thing is that I think counselors should have their own counselor,
Every counselor
because
should have a counselor.
yeah, because you're taking on a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and you should be able to talk to somebody that can help you decompress all of that. But I think that if you see therapy from a therapist, it should be somebody, whether it's Christian or not, it should be somebody that has a degree and has experience in counseling people.
How about like even a theologian background or degree? Like, is that necessary? Like, is it really necessary? You think so?
I don't know. You probably have to ask somebody
That needs therapy.
that
She's
is
like,
a
I don't need
therapist.
therapy. I don't care.
That needs that is a
I,
therapist
but
and has gone through that. If you decide to be a Christian counselor, yes, I think that you should have studies, seminary school studies,
yeah.
or a school that concentrates on that, because that is what you're going to be using to counsel the people or person you're counseling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you should have that
Formal
background for
training.
sure, and formal training. I think so.
Okay.
I would prefer to go to somebody that has a degree. I choose. I have had a Christian counselor and a non-Christian counselor. Not that the other one was not a Christian. She was. She was just not labeled a Christian counselor. She was just a regular counselor or a therapist. And so I've seen both sides. I liked both of them,
Okay.
and I think that it's important for the Christian counselor to have that background, because you are in essence using the word to guide the people in their struggles, which is why they're coming to you for help. Just my
Okay.
opinion.
Well, yeah, yeah. And they always say every therapist needs a therapist or has one. So I agree with that. Second point, they found out from therapy, if you're going to be happy or if you're happy, just be happy. Just be
Nice.
happy. You know, they were saying, somebody was saying, um, she was worried and anticipating all the things that could go wrong before a big move. They were going across the country. They were happy and excited about change, but they were letting all the things that they could worry about get into, their thought process, and getting into the way of them sitting and enjoying the happiness of the moment. She said, "If you're happy, be happy," and she took that advice from the therapist, and that worked. I think people, some people don't want to express joy. If you see it on their faces, they're just like, there's no smile. And you're just like, is everything okay? And you're like, yeah, I'm happy. Some people are not, put a
That's
smile on your
hilarious.
face, Yeah.
Yeah, I think that some people are so used to being unhappy. They're so used to something happening, one after the other, another thing, another thing, another thing, that they don't
Yeah.
actually take the breath, take a beat to be happy and to
In the
be in that
moment.
happiness, in that
Yeah.
happy moment, to acknowledge it and, revel in it and love it and just be happy.
Yeah, there's like, well, why be happy? Because I know something's gonna go wrong. My
Who
gosh, if
cares?
you know something's gonna go wrong and you not enjoy, what kind of life? That's not living life.
Yeah, who cares? Just
That's
be
not
happy.
living life. We know that things are gonna go wrong, guys. We know that things are gonna go right as well. Let's be more of an optimist than a pessimist. And the glass is not always half empty; it could be half full, right? So enjoy the moments that God has given you, whether they're valley moments or or mountaintop moments. But we're supposed to. The Bible, boy, I tell you, it says try to be content in whatever state you're in. I mean, that's hard sometimes, but still be happy. If something joyous is happening in your life, enjoy the moment. People are so focused on future and so futuristic that the present just rolls by. I don't want that for me, and I don't live that way. I try to enjoy the moment now, because 50 minutes from now is never promised. Yeah. Enjoy the moment. So that's one of the things that they learned. Okay, here's another one. Define your values and make decisions based on them. So you are if you have a certain feeling or perspective about something, and your partner or your prospective partner doesn't, you talk about it, define what that value is, and you make your decisions on that. Now, can you compromise? Absolutely. But make sure you're not losing yourself in this time.
Yeah, I don't have anyone on that one.
Huh?
That was good.
Okay,
That was
okay,
it.
okay, all right. It's that it's hard to identify, and anxiety manifests in different ways. And she said that she's found that anxiety flares when she's not living her life based on the values that are important, like family, physical health, mental health, emotional health. Defining those values, making all those decisions based on them gave a good guide and a checkpoint to make sure that they're always doing the things that are important to them and that they really enjoy. So I think that is very, very good. I mean, that came out of therapy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Therapy is good, guys.
Sometimes I think, like, though it sounds simple and you're like, yeah, I know that already, you don't need to go to therapy for that. Sometimes putting things in perspective really helps, and having someone just to remind you, hey, this, figure out, because some people are like people pleasers,
Hmm.
right? So
Yes.
they always want to please somebody and always want to do right by the next person, and take a step back of themselves, or for themselves, or the things that they love. It's like, if, say, we're going to the park, or no, say we want to go to lunch, and I want sushi, and you're like, hey, I want pizza. Then it's always like, okay, well, let's get pizza, and always never identifying and going with what you want, not what I want. It's like, I always give up my right, or give up my want, or give up my choice for somebody else. And that's one of the things that they talked about, that, they said that they realized that you don't always have to do what the other person wants, or try to please the other person. Make sure you're pleasing yourself as well. Make a compromise, obviously, yes, but don't always put yourself to the back just because you want to be helpful and nice to others.
Yeah, well, see where therapy helps with that um, is that there's a reason people are people pleasers.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just you like to please people. That comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
So through therapy, you can start to dig a little deep and figure out where that's from.
Mm-hmm.
And once you identify why you do that, then you can work on starting to think about yourself a little bit,
Yeah.
and see why you do that. There's always a reason for the reasons
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a
for
reason
why
behind
we do the
everything.
things that we do.
Yeah.
It's not just, hey, I do this. It's always something that happened, and it's usually something that stems through your childhood or your teenage years or your young college days if you would decided to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always something that is the reason. And I think that therapy helps you dig into what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you do the things that you do? So people pleasing is something that um, you can discover why you do it.
Mm.
There's nothing wrong with being a people pleaser, but sometimes some people pleasers go overboard,
Yeah.
where they end up doormats. You need to know why you're being a doormat. You need to know why. You need to know why, and sometimes that is not something that we as regular people are equipped to find out on our own. So, yes.
Mm. Yeah.
This is Yola. You see the spectacles? Okay.
That's the intellectual Yola there. All right. Here's another thing. You can't control other people's boundaries. You can't control other people's boundaries, but you can definitely set yours and control your own. And don't be afraid of it. I'm adding that to myself, but you never be afraid of letting people know your boundaries, and making sure there's mutual respect between friends, or lovers, or whatever, whatever your situation, whatever relationship you're in. Make sure that you set your boundaries, you stick to your boundaries, and it's respected. Likewise, you're respecting them.
Yes, everyone should have boundaries. Read the book. Go on Amazon. It's called Boundaries. It's a good book.
Yeah.
There's actually several parts. Like there's boundaries with your kids. There's boundaries with your spouse. There's boundaries with you. There's boundaries in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
There's a slew of them. So go on there, look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Boundaries. Lots of people don't set boundaries, and that's why you get run over. So
Yeah.
get the book,
Get
read it,
disrespected. Yeah.
set your boundaries.
Yeah, I think, and if you can't, if that person doesn't want to respect your boundaries, you can respectfully bow away from that relationship that you're in until that person either gets it together, or you just say, you know what, since we can't agree on these simple terms, sometimes simple, sometimes not so simple, then we just need to go our separate ways. I am, the Bible talks about that too. You go east, I go west, and we're good as long as there's no hard feelings. Let's just separate ourselves so that we don't become toxic, or um, there's not always offense between the two people.
Yes, and realize that there's boundaries in all of the ships. There's
Mhm.
boundaries in, your relationships, boundaries in your relationships with your children. There are boundaries.
Yeah, yeah.
Friendships should have boundaries.
Hmm. How
So,
about, yeah,
boundaries.
one more before we go. She
Yeah.
said, you don't need to feel happy every minute of every day of your life to be a success. That was
That's
fun.
different. Tell us some
Uh-huh.
more.
Okay, she said it took a long time for her to know that when she started therapy after breaking off an engagement. She had a really hard time coping with the things that ended at that time. It made her life, it was became a priority of being happy. So she crammed her days and full of things to try to force herself to feel good. And if a day um, went by where she wasn't happy, she felt like, she was miserable. Um, I think that happiness, though, comes naturally, and I think you have to work at your happiness as well. You have to, we want to be filled with joy, and I think who you surround yourself with, the thing, like if you know you like to be, I don't know, you eat ice cream and that makes you happy, indulge in that sometimes. The cares of the life of this world is real, and you're not always going to be happy. But I think it's okay not to be happy for that moment. Not necessarily losing your joy, but just not happy with a smile on your face. The Bible talks about there's a time for everything. Time to be happy and time to be sad, right? So that's just my perspective. That's what she learned. That you don't, but I think that it's okay not to be happy. Don't try to force the happiness. Let it come naturally, and like we talked about earlier, live in the moment and enjoy the moment, and enjoy sitting down watching TV, eating ice cream, enjoy a nice conversation with a friend. you know that's what I think.
Yeah, I understand why she was cramming, everything that she could in her
One
life
day.
to make her feel happy all the time because she was so sad
Just like,
and she didn't want to feel that sadness. But
mhm.
that in itself is not healthy.
No.
It's almost like the grief process. It is a grief process
Yeah.
where you have to have that grieving time. You have to go through it. You have to get in it so that you can get onto the other side, which is happiness. And
I agree.
it's good to have a therapist when you're in a situation because sometimes you might get in it and you can't find a way out.
Yeah.
And this is where that unbiased person can help you, guide you out of that grief and dark place into somewhere that's happy, where it's a natural happiness because you're on the other side now, where you actually are joyful for the fact that you got out of whatever it is that caused you the misery in the first place.
Mhm.
So yeah, you can't be happy all of the time. That in itself is not natural. I kind of think that might be insane. But if you feel that you're in that place, if you go through something traumatic, or if you think you're about to go through something traumatic, seek therapy so that that person can help you get through that to see the light at the end of the tunnel, the happiness, the natural happiness, not the faked or forced happiness. You know, booking your every single waking moment with something so you don't have to think about that thing, that bad thing that happened. You need to process that, which
Mhm.
we've talked about on Lily's Corner. You need to
Mhm.
process these things. You know, not just for your well being, but for growth, to get to the other side so that it doesn't happen again, so that you can tell the red flags and the warnings, not from the other person. Yes, that's true too, but from yourself. Because it's not always the other person. If you can be honest with yourself and identify what it was that was in you, that only helps you for the next ship that you might be in.
Well said. Everything you just said was in my mind. It just didn't come out that way.
That's okay. I got your back. That's why we are
Oh my god.
this dynamic duo
Dynamic
of
duo.
Kimmy Kim and Yoli. Oh, I gotta take my speckles off when I say Yoli. Sorry, guys. Yoli. Okay, I'm tripping today.
She's tripping, yo. She's tripping.
Yoli is live.
Ah, yes. Final thoughts, Yola.
Final thoughts. So, I wanted to start using quotes for my final thoughts. So, I'm going to start doing that next time, guys. I'm going to pick out some quotes, and that's going to be my final thought. But today, it's going to be a couple of different things. Remember to have a kind heart and a fierce mind. Take that throwback from what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Remember to keep our minds sharp and our hearts kind. Just because you're out here in your mind and you're sharp and you're looking out for these sharks that are trying to get you doesn't mean that you can't still have a loving, kind, compassionate heart. These two things can go together. And guys, when you're out there, do something nice for somebody else. Pay it forward. And if someone does something nice for you, guess what? Bless somebody else. Wait, take a beat. Say thank you
Mm.
and then bless somebody else. Remember to pray, guys. Remember to love yourself and love one another. Remember to love God. That's my final thought. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Kimmy Kim, what's your final thoughts?
Hey, that was good.
Why, thank you, darling.
She
I almost took one of yours. And I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
almost took my final thought, y'all. You see? You see?
Because I like it so much.
Oh my God. Well, I think that we are supposed to ensure that in these times we didn't even talk about current events and what's happening and how nasty and demonic and devilish and dark this world is and has become. It's always have a has always had some darkness in it, but I think now it's more evident now in these times. We always heard that God is coming back, Jesus is coming back, but and you hear about end times and rumors of wars and all these things that are occurring, and they're occurring now not only around the world but here at home in the U.S. And it's now evident that God is coming back. Like he's really coming back. Like this world is about to end soon because there's so much death and wickedness and attacks on the church and attacks on people. In Barbados they were in church praying on a Sunday morning and praising God, and someone walks into that church and literally tells them to stop, praying in the name of Jesus, and started destroying the property of the church, throwing chairs and messing up the benches and fighting the pastor. The pastor had blood on his shirt, literally fist fighting him. I think he had a weapon. They took it. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but this happened in Barbados a couple of weeks ago. All these school shootings. You're in school camp, and your kids. It's like shooting the teachers and shooting kids, and just it's just a dark world right now. So I say to you, what do you do to combat that? You could say, well, I won't watch the news, but whether you watch the news or not, it's still occurring around you. It's still occurring. So we were placed here on earth to worship God and to do whatever God wants us to do. And you might say, well, I don't believe in God. I think this is a pretty darn good time to start believing in God. I think this is a pretty darn good time to start, ensuring that you don't get caught up in the system of this world. I was talking to a coworker, and this is not a final thought. It's a big, this is a long final thought.
Yes.
Because it's so heavy on me, and the kids, for they're choosing, their gender identity. Okay, just their gender identity and the options that these kids have to choose. You have male and female. Then there's also transgender male man, transgender female woman, two spirits, non-binary gender queer. I do not identify. You're unsure, prefer not to answer. Like, these are the responses that our kids can give. I've had kids tell me, please don't refer to me as he or she, refer to me as they or them. They don't do the gender pronouns of he and she. So this world is really, really changing. And I say to you, if you have not accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, now is a good time to do that. Salvation is free. And all it takes is you just saying, Lord, forgive me of my sins. I would like to just know more about you. I don't understand much about this Christian life, this being a believer, or this kingdom of God. What is that all about? But if you give your life to God and ask Him to come in your life, and just say, yes, I believe that you are my Lord and Savior. Yes, you give salvation. Yes, you're the only King. You're the only Lord and God. And you think those things, and talk to Him, you can be saved. So I say, you've tried everything. You've tried drugs. You've tried men and women. You've tried illicit this, illicit that. Try Jesus if you haven't tried Him today. And He can, your world will never be perfect, but it will be easier. All right? So that's my final thought. Tomorrow is not promised. Tonight is not promised. Give your life to Him, and you never know. Life might start getting better. You guys have a fantastic, fantastic week. You all take care, and God bless you. I feel like turning up again. You feel like turning up? You feel like turning up?
Yeah, man, that's my jam. Besides anything by Ryzon.
Kelly on a beat, boy. Kelly on a
Put
beat,
up on
boy.
inna the air, put up on inna the air right now. Hey, this up put up on inna the air, push up on inna the. Say me go so then. I am a royal priesthood and a holy nation. So things that this
What any con, wondering about what them people say. Don't you know who you are? You're the son of the daughter of the Most High God, the King of Kings. Yo, this is Ryzon hailing from Trinidad and Tobago, and right now I'm locked on to the Positive Forces show on YouTube's radio with my sister, Kimone Hall. Blessing, sister. Act like you know.
when I'm in the praises of God. Well, praises, worship, prayer life, obedience, righteousness, faithfulness. I can't wait to see Satan walk there. Thanksgiving, holiness, anointing, fasting, beloved. I can't wait to see Satan uncontrollable, uncontainable. Jesus love just like water sustainable. No weapon will come against me, not capable. Christ are the king and that's understandable. Lace up your Gideon boots and belt buckle. The war get hotter than a whistling steel kettle. Submit your life to the king of all kings. Jesus Christ use me as a...
You choose radio.
Let no rocks cry out for me. I won't let no trees cry out for me. Cause you know...
Look at yourself, Mom. Veronica.
Spiritually, physically, mentally, biologically, inherently, me I see what I got to everybody. So when we praise God, you know, say me not sorry. When I think I did nobody love.
Thank you for always keeping it locked with us here on the Positive Forces show. To our bestie, Erica Saunders.
When I think of the mercies of God.
Claudette Brumfield.
When I mean at the glory of
Pastor Dr. Wendy Mitchell.
the praises of God.
The crew to the squad. DJ VJ Smile. Russ Dugan. You choose radio.
What up?
Psalm
Have a great week, guys.
63
We love you.
and verse 3. Because thy loving kindness is better than life. My lips